Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This is from Top Class Actions. Scientology Church Sexual Abuse Uncovered by Christina Spicer, dated September 12, 2022. Top Class Actions website and social media posts use official links. Okay, I'm going to just scroll. According to several former members of the Scientology cult, the organization may be covering up sexual abuse claims by victims. What is Scientology? Scientology is a set of beliefs and practices that was invented in the 1950s by America's science fiction author Lafayette Ron Hubbard, which has been referred to both as a religion and as a cult. You know, because you can just create a religion. The group is centered on the belief that each person's mind is reactive to the traumas that occur during life, and that these traumas affect and cloud the analytic mind. According to Scientologists, a clouded analytic mind keeps humans from experiencing reality, so unclouding the mind and reaching a spiritual level referred to as clear is a top priority, and it costs you a lot of money too. This involves members going through a process called auditing, in which members of Scientology must submit to being questioned about their sources of trauma in order to relive these experiences and deprive them of their ability to distract the mind as a form of therapy. One must also include that little children, very young children, are going through this. It always seems to get missed, doesn't it? Scientology has often been the subject of ridicule for many of its beliefs, including its claims about alien life on Earth being destroyed by thermonuclear weapons 70 million years ago. But some say that the organization has caused actual harm to some of its members, including children. Thank you. During the auditing process, a device called an e-meter is supposedly used to measure the body's electric flow during questioning regarding past trauma. According to Scientologists, this treatment is preferable to traditional psychology or psychiatry, as the organization views these fields as sources of evil. I understand it's exactly built the same way as a lie detector test, which I think the lie detector was built by the CIA. I'll have to check that. Although Scientologists claim that the organization is a legitimate religion that was created by a science fiction writer that is centered around a search for self-improvement, that's how they get you, and individual growth, many medical professionals have spoken out against Scientology, claiming that the organization's beliefs about mental health and psychiatry may be harmful to members. And I just want to add real quick, quite a few young people, more so young, that had severe mental health issues like maybe schizophrenia died because they were not allowed to get help or taken off medication, like Lisa McPherson. Additionally, many former Scientologists have accused the organization of perpetrating and covering up sexual abuse of minors and its members of not actively working to prevent it or covering it up. Cases of Scientology sexual abuse. Several former members of Scientology have spoken out after leaving the group about abuse that they claim occurred during their time in the organization. These accusations, at times, echo allegations against officials in other organizations, such as the Roman Catholic Church sexual abuse scandal. Go check out John Wedger, you guys. JONWEDGER. Just go check him out. One former member says he was subject to years of abuse as a teenager, involved with a subset of Scientology known as the Sea Org. The anonymous accuser claims that he was abused by several adult members of the Sea Org, beginning when he was 12 and continuing for 6 years. According to him, this abuse became worse when he was 16 and was sent to the Rehabilitation Project Force, RPF. Yeah, because that's what you do to children that are being abused by adults, right? You send them to the prison camp, the RPF. Rehabilitation, basically, it's thought control. Prison. Scientology's forced labor and rehabilitation program for those who are perceived to have violated the organization's expectations and policies. What kind of policies do they have about I would really like to see in writing what their bullshit policies are when handling children's sex abuse, which has been compared to a prison or gulag system. So this poor kid was being sexually abused. Nobody helped him. The perpetrators were not reported, were not punished. And then instead of them being punished, this poor beautiful child gets sent to the prison camp. No love. He claims that adults and minors at the RPF were housed together, resulting in him being placed in the same block as a man who was at the RPF for abusing another minor. And I'm sure nobody knew about that, right? The victim filed his complaint against the Scientology Church with the Clearwater Police Department in Florida, which we know they don't do anything. The department is believed to be investigating... Oh, boy. The department is believed to be investigating the claims, covering them up, basically, and attempting to obtain files from the church. I don't trust any of them. That may contain evidence regarding the alleged abuse. Why would any of them turn over files about abuse that they all cover up? Come on now. However, the department was notably under fire for being too close to or even enabling the organization following episodes of the Emmy Award-winning Leah Remini, Scientology in the Aftermath, A&E series, per the Tampa Bay Times. Some of those cops need to be held accountable as well. Another former member of the Scientology Church, Jennifer S., claims she was assaulted approximately 100 times as a teenager by the Scientology supervisor she was forced to live with. You've talked about her before. I read a different article. I'm to the point now, are there any girls or teenagers that female that were not raped? It seems to me like they're all assaulted. And some when they were real little, and some when they were a little, pre-teenager or teenager. It's looking to me right now like it's at least a 98%. Just like the military. Jennifer says that she moved in with Gabriel Williams, a church supervisor. Okay, there we go again, supervisor. I thought they were not employees. In California, so that's in the LA, at the age of 16. Over the next 2 years, she claims the man abused her and convinced her that if she went to the police, there's the scare tactics, she would be sent to a psychiatrist and as a result be unable to achieve a spiritual freedom. Additionally, she claims that he threatened to kill her if she told anyone about the abuse. Also, too, I mean, this environment for children is so traumatic, so riddled with abuse and neglect, that some of these boys are just becoming like psychopathic perpetrators. A third victim who has filed charges against the cult and its leader claims that after she left the cult due to multiple instances of abuse. So that means OSA and the RTC and all that. People know about it. They need to be held accountable too, and some of them probably need to go to jail or prison. Beginning when she was in kindergarten, she was subject to a campaign of harassment and retaliation from the organization. She got abused, and then she leaves the cult, and then she gets harassed and retaliated, which is better known as fair gaming. The woman who has chosen to remain anonymous out of fear of additional harassment. One day all that fear is going to be lifted. It's going to be lifted. Claims that the cult has followed and surveilled her. I tend to think a lot of these guys that are doing that bullshit are the same men that are raping. That's what I think. Vandalized her property, bullied her with hundreds of spam phone calls, and even cut the brake lines on her vehicle. It's attempted homicide. Everybody, all these people that are getting fair gamed, you guys need to put cameras on your cars, cameras on your car tires, everything. In addition to her allegations of abuse, perpetrated by multiple Scientologists, men, perpetrated by multiple Scientologists. She also claims that church officials knew of the incidents. Of course they did. And they helped cover them up. I wonder if she was told she was out 2D. However, as it is believed to be a high crime for members of the cult to report another Scientologist to law enforcement. They sure know when to call police, though, don't they? When they need the rapists protected. She claims that she was punished for coming forward with the accusations. She was probably told she was out 2D. Instead of her abuser being held accountable, because, nobody is, she claims that she was sentenced to several months of hard labor by church officials. They also do that to the women that are pregnant. Great, and what a great place, isn't it? As well as being reassigned to the Sea Org and separated from her family. Yeah, they love to do that. More recently, alleged victims of Scientology cult abuse have encountered difficulties in seeking justice. Big surprise. The third alleged victim who filed her sexual abuse lawsuit against the Church of Scientology dropped her claims in June 2020, reports Tampa Bay Times. Oh, mind you guys, let's just think about all the little girls and some of the little boys that are being essayed right now. Right now, while all this craziness is going on in the courts and they want to, come after Confident Chris and knock him from the side because that's what cowardice pussies do. Children are being essayed right now, and nobody's doing anything about it. Not nobody, but according to the news source, the unnamed victim did not drop her claims in stating that her abuse did not occur. There we go. Rather, she says that her legal team was unresponsive. So they do that too. They go after the legal team, which is like so against the law. Sick. And she received a disappointing update. Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm trying not to swear. Shit is sick. Disappointing update from the Clearwater Police. Big surprise. About how the department was investigating her abuse complaints. As many cameras as they have, but nobody knows about the SA, right? She told the Tampa Bay Times that the combination of these two factors led her to drop the claims. Valerie H., another alleged victim who filed her claims against the cult, also encountered roadblocks. There we go. In her attempt to seek justice. Why is the Tampa Bay Times the only paper that ever says anything? Because they're bought. I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. The church had fought her complaints, saying that she should not be allowed to sue because she had signed arbitration agreements. I look forward to the day that these arbitration agreements get completely nullified throughout the years, which should prevent her from filing lawsuits. Should. Valerie fought back against these allegations, saying that she signed these agreements under coercion, and distress. I hope there's going to be a precedent set that all of those arbitration agreements get thrown to the trash. So these agreements should be considered invalid. She also pointed to the strikingly broad scope of the agreements. That's her catch-all. Saying that their breadth should make them unenforceable. I agree. Nonetheless, Judge Richard J. Budge, Jr., has said that Valerie had not sufficiently argued that the arbitration agreements were unenforceable. Wow. Based on this determination, he did decide to throw out the claims and scheduled a 2021 post-arbitration. I gotta check into that. Are they making her go back to her sexual abusers? Valerie has once again fought back, asking for the judge to walk back this decision and allow her to continue to pursue her claims against the Scientology cult. This is very long. I'm going to see how long am I going to... Okay, I'm going to scroll a little bit, guys. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So they also were hit with litigation over wage and hour violations. I don't know where that's going to go because, in parentheses, they're not employees. But everything out of their mouths are like manager, supervisor. Then they talk a little bit about Leah Remini. Okay, and then they talk about Remini's hate website that was made by Church of Scientology that's still up. That's all that the cult does is they deny. Just raping people all day long. All over the place. Police don't do anything. Department of Justice doesn't do anything. This gentleman is talking about what survivors go through. Okay, guys, this is so long. I don't want to read the whole thing. I will put the link in the description. Peace.